So, my girlfriend and I were talking a while back, and by a while back, it's probably like only a week or two ago, maybe. I don't know, time has lost pretty much any relevance at this point. But we were talking and both discussing the anime Soul Eater, which you can definitely not prove I have seen, because I don't watch anime that you can prove. And, we talk about different characters and some of the weapons, and she asked me if I can make a scythe like in the game. Not game, it's a show that I haven't seen, which is why I thought it was a game. Yeah, I'm going with that. Anyway, so I'm like, yeah, that'd be an interesting project. Decided the best way to do it would be to use a chunk of the sawmill blade. I've seen it done before, so, I thought, hey, why not? Also, give it some shape. I got this axe handle. Usually, I would go for like a straight thing, like a sledgehammer or like an axe-headed maul, because they're, again, a straight handle, and this kind of has like a weird curve to it, which isn't really useful for anything other than an axe. But I thought, since this really isn't the most functional weapon, it'd be kind of cool. So my basic plan is to kind of trace out a bit of a blade using the saw teeth as the spine of it, and of course attached to the handle somehow. I'll probably like slice that open a little more, and then just stick the saw blade in the middle of it. I'll, bake it as I go, as I usually do. So we do that, of course. Clean this up, burn it, make it look cool, make my very own death scythe out of it, as the name of this implies. So, I'm gonna start by basically tracing out my blade on here, then getting the angle grinder and cutting it out. Trying to keep it as cool as possible so that way I don't ruin the temper, even though it's not really necessary. Still doing it anyway. Okay, so I've got this cut out and shaped the way I want it to. Might need to drill some holes later, but I'll cross the bridge when I get to it. I was going to leave it kind of rusted out like I usually do, but then I remembered I'm making a scythe, and I want it to look more Grim Reaper, not Children of the Corn. So I'm going to sandblast it and paint it when I get around to going where there is a sandblaster. So it'll be a little bit. But until then, I still have work to do. So gonna start by basically fixing the handle on it. My plan is to basically stick in that slot, which I'm gonna have to extend down as well as widen out because yeah, they're not the same. I really can't see that in the video, but so I'm gonna take a handsaw, cut it open, and just kind of go from there. Once I get that done, I'm gonna try and form some metal bands around it, so that way I can, or at least a metal band. I might just do one. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. But put a metal band on it, so that way this, stays in place, and possibly figure out something for like a couple rivets to hold it together as well. So, yeah, gonna start by cutting this open. Okay, so after a quick change in plans, changed plans. So originally I was going to wrap like steel around it to like hold it together, but then I realized it's probably going to be a lot more work than it's probably going to be worth. Not that it's necessarily not worth it, just it was going to be a pain and probably not work out very well and just look goofy. So I decided what I'm going to do is drill 1 or 2 holes in the blade here and then wrap wire around it. Hold it on with wire. Probably put a pin or 2 just in here to hold it together so that way it doesn't really shift. And then make sure the wire's just tight to hold together. I've done finalized in the past, looked really good. So I'm going to do that with this as well. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for that. Fortunately, again, this is going off of Soul Eater, and none of the scythes are very detailed. Hell, this on its own is probably more detailed than every scythe used in the show. Didn't call it a game this time. So, honestly, I think we're doing good. Hopefully, I'm planning to give this kind of like a leather wrap and all that. Maybe, since I'm going to already paint this, I might paint some like skull on it or something, make it look like something from the show. Because again, I don't want it to look like something from Children of the Corn. Or some sort of like weird slasher horror movie. As much as I'm not opposed to it, I want this to be, Grim Reaper's scythe. So, and I think it does kind of look like it. costume I think would go with it. And it does kind of have a Grim Reaper look. I might have like a little chain at the end with like some like a dangly thing off of it. Haven't decided that yet because I literally just came up with this as I'm saying it. So that's my thought process. Okay, so I have the blade basically finished, except for, again, sandblasting and painting it, which will have to be done later. So while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to work on the handle. Basically what I'm going to do is burn it and then probably linseed oil it. I don't know if I'm going to linseed... Yeah, I think I'm going to linseed oil it afterwards just in case I need to glue some things. So I'm just going to burn it. I'll probably leave a section along here unburnt because I'll put some leather wrapping on the handle. Probably just some just leather cord that I have, nothing special. So yeah, I'm going to burn some of the end and this kind of pommel thing. And then I'll come back when I get the blade ready. Okay, so there's been a bit of a change in the blade. So I got a little bit of linseed oil on there. But I ended up painting it black. Again, I usually would leave it like kind of rusted. I generally like the look. But again, I want it to be Grim Reaper, not Children of the Corn. Also, I originally burnt the handle. I didn't like it. So I got a new one and just stained it. I think it's ebony. And gave it a nice linseed oil coating. So kind of has a really nice Grim Reaper look to it. Definitely looks like something you reap some souls with once you clean off the oil on that. So, yeah, not bad. Now I'm gonna go play with it.